think on the improvement side, since we've arrived, certainly by eating with a knife and fork, I can eat with a knife and fork, and I can almost clean the bottom of a plate up by using the knife and fork and not having to use my fingers to push the last pieces onto the fork. I can hold a bowl of soup and I can use a spoon to collect the soup out of the bowl. One of the things as well that's been a big improvement is, before I came, if I got a newspaper, I couldn't hold the pages and turn a page over and part the pages with my fingers. I had to put it down and sometimes use both hands to find the next page. Whereas now I can sit, and it's not as good as it could be, but I can now turn the pages with either hand. Just going, I couldn't fasten a button on the top of my trousers. 80% of the time now I can manage it. Pulling your trousers up, as silly as it may seem, was very, very difficult. You couldn't get your thumb and your finger to hold together tight enough to lift a pair of trousers up. I can do that now. I can actually, and putting a t-shirt on or taking a t-shirt off over my head, I can do that. In the last 2 days I've managed to do that once or twice on my own without any help. They're only small things, but they're mountains to climb from where we've been. When we first came, there was no way I could get off a chair on my own. And now I can stand up and sit down 98% of the time without any help. The chair I'm sat on now may be just a fraction low to get up off, but in general, off an average dining chair, 98% of the time I'll be able to stand up on my own. And that's another thing that I couldn't do when we first came, was sit on the bed, lay down and swing my legs onto the bed. I had to have my legs lifted onto the bed. The last 2 nights I've sat down and I've put my own legs onto the bed, with the muscles in my own legs, which it's quite rewarding. I've had no treatment at all before the stem cell treatment. This is the first glimmer of hope that we had, apart from when I was diagnosed. You've given a very small tablet, and in our country, and I think it's the same one worldwide, that gives you roughly 1 to 4 months of extended life, and that is the only help you can get. And it wasn't until we found about the World Medical Centre that we had a little glimmer of hope that we might get some help here. The only thing I might add to that was that my wife found it's like vitamins, probably it's something called the Diana Protocol, and it was developed in America, and it was developed by a surgeon whose daughter was diagnosed with motor neuron disease in her early 30s, and it had helped her, and we went on to that about a fortnight before we came here, and I'm quite sure that was helping as well with the condition, but nothing's happening real quick. It's slow all the time. It was purely through my wife. After we'd found the Diana Protocol, we still didn't want to say, well, that's it, we give up now. We were handed a life sentence. We were told it could be as short as 6 months or as long as 2 years, possibly slightly more. So we were both devastated, and we were clinging at hope of any hope we could get. My wife looked on the internet, on forums for motor neuron disease, ALS, and she found that there was clinics in China, We found one in America and the World Medical Centre here in Thailand, and she approached them. Unique Access was the first one to get back to us, and then we read on some of the forums of people that have had treatment here, and it looked promising, and that is how we came to get in touch with you. And basically we couldn't get here quick enough because time is certainly something we haven't got plenty to spare of. Once you're diagnosed, you're going down very quickly and you need to save every minute you can get. We came in on the Monday morning and we started by having blood taken from me and it infused with oxygen to detox my body, and then we went on to having now then I can't tell you exactly what it is, but basically it's a detox of your body to get rid of toxins in your body so that the treatment here can start and work. The stem cells, I understand that we get those injected into us intravenously and through lumbar puncture, but we don't expect those to start and work for at least 2 months. We don't expect any big improvements from the stem cells for at least 2 months. But moving on from that, you get the acupuncture, which I found seems to be working very well, and you get the RTEMS, which is a stimulation of the brain, again to get the neurons or encourage them to work. But in the time we've been here, I think probably the thing that's working the best at the moment is the occupational therapy, the physiotherapy and the pool therapy. I think those therapies together, for the probably looking, we're not quite through our 2nd week, but I think we go home and we carry on with that therapy ourselves at home, and that'll complement the stem cells when they start to work in perhaps 2 months' time. When I first came here, I couldn't hold a knife and fork to eat my dinner. Within a week, I could cut my dinner up, meat, I could cut anything I wanted up, and I could virtually eat a full meal without having any assistance to finish off. So within the first week, with the physiotherapy, acupuncture, and what was immediately affecting us, there was certainly some improvement in a week, and we've noticed it ongoing ever since. I'm walking slightly better than I was when I came, albeit I think if someone from home saw me, they wouldn't see a big difference, but myself and my wife, we can see a difference, definitely. As far as the full package goes that we bought, we came with great reservations because we don't travel. We haven't been on holiday abroad since 2003, so it was a massive step for us to come to Thailand. We didn't really know what to expect. We'd looked at the facility on the internet, but the internet can tell you all sorts of things, and then when you get there, the facility could probably not even exist. You've lost your money and you're on your way back home penniless. That did not happen. We couldn't have been better looked after. We were picked up from the airport, brought to the hospital. We met the doctors on the Sunday afternoon. We went back to an hotel until the Monday morning. We came back on the Monday morning. We started then and we met the whole team. As far as the doctors, the nurses, and all the staff go, including right down to the lady that comes in and cleans our room every day. They are absolutely 100% sound. They're a marvellous bunch, they really are. The facility is always clean, very tidy, well looked after. I can't say a lot more because I have no complaints. Our patient representative was Faith. From the first time my wife emailed on the Sunday evening, Faith had got back to us that following morning. I think it was 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening with us. We got up the next morning at our usual time, 6:30, 7 o'clock time, and there was an email waiting for us from Faith. From that time onwards, Faith kept in touch every day, and if you sent an email, it was returned almost immediately. We could not complain at all at the response we've had from Faith, and I'm sure all the other representatives would give the same service. For anyone that's like ourselves, coming absolutely out of the cold to come and have treatment here, don't have reservations. Come, get it done. We believe it's the next generation of medicine. We had no hope. This has given us hope. Excuse me. You've got to come if you're in the same position as we were, where you've been given a life sentence of not too long. Even if you can only buy yourself a few more years or one more year of a good quality of life, it must be worth it.